Hey guys, Max2015, welcome back for a second part of episode 18. So it's later at night, that's why I'm sort of talking in a low tone. I'm also trying this other setting in my microphone, which is more suited for podcasts, and I'd always sort of enjoyed the podcast kind of tone. So I thought I'd give it a try and see how that would work out for this particular video. In any case, so I continue playing after. If you watch episode 18, so I continued playing afterwards and clear most of the maps, and I just wanted to show a couple of the replays from the bases that I failed on the actual video, so you can actually see how I managed to take them down in here. So this was the base that I tried to attack with heavy Zuka. The funny thing is that so I lost that one time in episode 18, and then I went back to my own video to see how I took it out the first time, and so I basically just replicated that same attack, and it actually worked out really perfectly. So what I had done is I had to take down the shock blaster, the shock launcher, and the rocket launchers first with a gunboat energy right there, and then I had to put my troops down on the right side and collect some gunboat energy. I'll just speed it up a little bit to 2 times the speed. There are the troops. As always, heavies first, Zukas second, and the last 2 boats of heavies last. Collected a little bit of gunboat energy and then smoke everyone up to the top. Basically, this is sort of a deja vu video because I already posted a replay of this exact base in one of my other videos, but you know what? I thought it'd be fun to do it again. So, alright, so we made it to the top, flare to the sniper tower so that the heavies will walk in front of the Zukas, and then maybe we should just slow it down to regular speed so you guys can watch. Excuse me, my nose is itchy. So I just kept on throwing critters to distract the boom cannons, so my heavies could survive a little bit longer with a little bit of help. I also, once the critters started to get really expensive, I started to shock the shot launchers and some of the boom cannons. As you can see, I still have a lot of Zukas right behind those heavies. So just like in the first time I beat it, the troops were sort of leaning towards the left side of the base, so I had to just, flare them straight into the HQ. At this point, I got a little bit nervous because there were a lot of defenses there, including that one rocket launcher on the left side. Sorry, and you can see a couple more seconds, and that rocket launcher would have just creamed all of my troops. So I kind of got a little bit lucky, but nonetheless, it did take just the second try again. So that was a pretty good base. This was the other base where I failed it with heavy Zuka before. If you saw the previous video where I was trying to smoke them up to where this flamethrower was. So this time I tried RZCM, and I just took the 2 rockets in the back, landed all the troops in the front, and we can speed this one up a little bit because this was a bit of a lengthy attack. So nothing in particular in the front, just put all the troops in the front, shock the key defenses like the rocket launcher and the shot launcher, being very careful with the mortars because they cause a lot of splash damage. The good thing is that at the right side here, there were all these economy buildings and a couple of cannons, and as you know, cannons don't really affect RZM much, so that actually worked out to my advantage. But as our troops got a little bit closer to the HQ, there was more and more splash damage. There were 4 flamethrowers, the shot launcher, the mortar. So I reflect everyone to the right side just so that they could regroup a little bit, gather a little bit more gunboat energy, and then I threw critters because that's all I could afford at the time to distract them, buy my troops a few seconds, and then I think we just sort of powered on through to the rest of the base. Just threw medkits to kind of try to counteract the flamethrowers. No more shocks left because they were too expensive, but there were enough Zukas shooting at the HQ to get the win, and I even finished that with a celebratory smoke at the end, so that worked out pretty nicely. Again, that only took 1 try, so that worked really well. Then I sort of attacked CK's base here. I still haven't beat him, as you can see he's still on my map, but he's one of those players that's 1546 victory points. Actually, I think he's 1546. He must be on the global leaderboard. Let's see. 1546. Yeah, right there. CK number 25 global. So I attacked him a couple of times, but you know, I just wasn't able to really make a big dent. I think this second attack was the closest one. I'll just show it really quickly. He did have 6 ice statues, 4 of them boosted, corner layout. The tricky thing here was that shock blaster here at the very end. Usually by the time your RZCM gets to the end of the base, that's when your troops are running really thin and you have nothing left, no gunboat abilities, not a lot of rifles left, and that one shock blaster with the speed that it shoots at, it just, you know, killed everything I had. But this was the best of the 4 attempts I gave it, so this is the one where I got the closest. Here, I'll put it down to regular speed, and I only had 3 Zookas right here in the bottom shooting at the HQ, but clearly that wasn't enough. But I got that HQ pretty low, which, you know, to my surprise, it was actually relatively successful considering that I have failed against this base many times before. So yeah, so I'll just finish killing my troops there, but you guys sort of get the gist. I got pretty close, but not quite enough. And so this was the last base. This one kind of spawned afterwards. It was a 4 ice masterpieces boosted, again, corner layout. Now the tricky thing was the laser beam here. I don't really see a lot of laser beams on my map, so, you know, getting used to how to deal with them was sort of challenging. So again, I took out the 2 rocket launchers at the extremes, and then I landed my troops right here on the side. I think I flared to the sniper towers, and then threw 2 smokes, just because when I use cryoneers, I kind of like to have all my troops gathered together in a big ball, so that once the smoke runs out, you know, there's cryo beams shooting all over the place and everything just freezes. I threw those critters to distract the laser beam, so it would shoot on the opposite direction. As you can see, because of the ice boost, 1 beam right there was enough to kill a whole bunch of my Zookas. So I think that it did get 2 shots out of me towards me, so I lost about maybe 40% of my Zookas because of the laser beam. And after the second shot, I couldn't afford it anymore, and I just started shocking it, because if I lose more of my Zookas, I wouldn't have been able to, you know, get to the end of the base and beat it. So right there, threw another shock, threw some critters, hoping to distract the shock launcher, which barely did it, not quite. But we did get the laser beam down. I still had a good number of rifles there, I think. It's too bad we can't see how many we have left, but let me just speed it up a little bit. We flared to the top, and then we just sort of started coming down slowly here. I wasn't too confident again because I didn't have too many rifles, and I didn't have much more gunboat energy left. So, and there was still 1 shot launcher. I'm sorry, 2 shot launchers and all 4 mortars, and the boom cannons, and 3 flamethrowers to deal with. So sometimes I don't know how RZM is capable of pulling what they do, but they do. And you can see my troops are really wearing thin. I can't even see how many Zookas I have. It's not a lot. But fortunately, the cryoneers are doing a really good job of slowing everything down. So, you know, buying my troops a few extra seconds, actually, I think that's what made all the difference. Okay. So as we're getting closer, at this point, I thought I was gonna lose again, because I had no more gunboat energy for absolutely anything. And look at that, there were 3 mortars just chucking shells at me. The shot launcher was throwing things at me, and that 1 boom cannon was just picking off my rifles and cryoneers. So not a lot of confidence, but all of a sudden they managed to clear enough defenses so that this little group of Zookas here was just shooting at the HQ, and fortunately the shot launcher got fixated on that 1 cryoneer, so that bought my Zookas enough time to finish off the HQ. So that was a bit of a lucky win also. But, you know, a win is still a win, so no matter how ugly it is, right? And overall, well, this one base is still here, the TGRM base. I didn't attack it again after the last video, but mainly because, first of all, I ran out of boost. My boost ran out right here. And, you know, to retrain fully retrained TGRM from scratch costs nearly 200 diamonds, and that's just a little bit too expensive. So I just figure I'll just do it on tomorrow's session. That's no big deal. Hopefully I can get that on video. But so all those bases I took down, there's still 2 left on my map though. This one and CK space, both of them are, 1500 or so victory points. So I attempted them a few times. I just wasn't able to beat them. This one's at 1479 victory points, 6 fully boosted statues. I lost to it a couple of times with Zuka, heavy Zuka. And as you can see, my goal is completely depleted. So, there was, all of those were indicatives of, just stop playing for the day, which I did. And so we ended up at 1270 victory points, which sort of puts me at what am I doing? I'm sorry. I think it's number 20 in the US. Yes, exactly, not 20. So I think I was there already before. The issue is that today I got rated 5 times. Look at that. And the day before was even worse. Can I still show that? Oh no, not the one time. That didn't seem right. One time only? So it was probably the day before, where I got rated 7 times. So it was 7 times 2 days ago, 1 time yesterday, and 5 times today. So getting rated that many times and me not being able to fully 100% clear the map kind of is holding me at a stalemate on my victory point count. But I think I'm still raising little by little every day. We'll see how it goes. I was contemplating about the possibility of playing twice a day, doing a raid in the morning and then one at night. Hopefully that'll help my victory point go up a little quicker. We'll see. It's very time consuming, so it all depends on how things go. But in the meantime, I think that'll be it for now. It's a bit of a short video, but this is just, to me, this was meant to be a continuation of the previous video. So I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you guys liked how we eventually did take out some of those bases with RZM or RCZM. Have to give the Carniers credit where it's due. Alright guys, so I'll see you guys next time. Keep on booming. Good night.